It's now time for Energy Insights, where you get an inside view and local perspectives of all the oil and gas progress going on in the Mid-Ohio Valley. This program is being brought to you by the Southeastern Ohio Oil and Gas Association and can be heard every Saturday at 9 a.m. on local radio WMOA AM 1490 and ESPN Radio WJAW FM 100.9 and AM 630. It's now time for the show. Here's Johnny Wharf, your local host.
Energy Insights on a Saturday morning. Representative David McKinley, 1st District, West Virginia Congressman. We thank you for taking time with us. It's always nice to walk through the halls of Congress here in Rayburn and an opportunity to talk to you on your turf, but your turf is West Virginia also. And so we want to talk about the shale Crescent Play and particularly the caucus that you started, which is the Marcellus Shale Caucus, correct? Maybe tell me a little bit about it and our listeners what exactly that is.
People don't understand shale gas. They see it, they read a little bit about it. But Tom Reed out in New York and I, we were instrumental early on this. People have to understand this is even though we've been fracking for years in this country, we've not seen a lot of that done here in North Central and in northern West Virginia, eastern Ohio, and Pennsylvania. So this is going to be a new opportunity. What we're trying to do in our caucus and elsewhere is educate people about it, because there's a move here led by a lot of the progressive Democrats, the socialist movement that's taking over in Washington, to prevent the use of fossil fuel. And what they're attacking is the fracking. We've got to make sure that people understand that fracking is not something new. We can go back in history and find out we were fracking back in 1860. 1860, during the Civil War. They actually found a way to get gas out of the ground through the fracking process. And we've just perfected it over the years. And a lot of the process they've been using in Texas and Louisiana came out of Morgantown, West Virginia. So there's a long history of doing this. But people are saying they don't want all the above. I guess what they're saying is when they say all the above, they mean all the above ground, because they don't want us to use our gas, our coal, our oil to be able to provide electricity and energy for this country.
So, you're talking, when we talk about those concerns and then bringing these ideas to Capitol Hill, I think it's lost on some people that we might walk around here and you said it and people just don't know. So it's important to make sure everybody knows, because that's obviously how things hopefully move forward, right?
Well, it is. It's lots of an educational process. For example, I lead the caucus on the Building Trades Caucus. Very few people here. Think about it. Out of 435 members in the House, only 12 acknowledge that they ever actually worked on a construction site.
Yeah.
12 members. So our role there in the caucus is to get people to understand the role the construction industry has, that how short-term projects, people have to boom in from different areas to be able to work. We have to teach people that it's still a viable, productive, and a very lucrative business to get into.
Yeah.
So we have to teach people. That's one thing I found around here is they just don't know, because remember, for myself, I'm a civil engineer. I'm an electrical engineer, a certified licensed engineer. There are only 2 of us in Congress, but there are 242 attorneys. Okay, so think about it. Why would they understand our engineering issues, the sewer, water lines, road construction, bridges, treatment plants? They don't understand that. People we understand that, so we have to educate people. We spend a lot of time educating them. So it goes back to the issue with the Marcellus, the Utica, and the Rogerville. We've got to teach people this is not bad. Fracking is not bad. It's not a 4-letter word. It's how we're going to improve our energy dominance. But what we have to do, one of the things we're spending time in Energy and Commerce, is trying to get funding properly, so that NETL, the National Energy Technology Laboratory, can get more out of the shale. Because currently, after all this fracking process we use, we're probably only getting maybe 20% of the natural gas out of the shale. Think about that. Yeah. If you go back in time to how we used to mine coal, using the room and pillar process, you might get 50% of the coal out of the ground. So someone scratched their head and said, why are we leaving 50% in the ground? So they came up with a longwall mining system. Now we get 100% out of the ground. Why aren't we doing the same thing with natural gas? Why are we leaving 80% down there? We've got to improve the fracking process. so that we get a better. I'd love to get it up to closer to 50%, and then other people brighter and smarter than I with science will be able to get the rest of it out.
And then we're talking about energy abundance. We already have the abundance. We're talking about what it does for a region, what it does for the state of West Virginia, what it does globally, right?
That's right. It's all value added. If we can get it out of the ground and then use it in our area, I think you're going to see, as I said earlier, it's a transformation. Economically, it transforms our economy in our area because we've been so dependent on coal over the years and chemicals. Why not get natural gas? I think it's a natural evolution as we change, because we're still going to be an energy leading portion of the country as we go, either coal or natural gas.
Thank you for taking time with us here on the show. I appreciate it very much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
David McKinley, Congressman from West Virginia on Energy Insights, brought to you on the radio by the Southeastern Ohio Oil and Gas Association.
Thank you for listening to Energy Insights, brought to you by the Southeastern Ohio Oil and Gas Association. Tune in every Saturday at 9 a.m. on WMOA and ESPN Radio WJAW as Johnny Wolf brings you your local and inside perspectives of the oil and gas progress going on in the Mid-Ohio Valley.